Hello everyone, I would like to welcome you all to the video here, and I really didn't want to talk about this, and I really didn't want to bring it to any of your attention, but I need to. The real problem here is, if you don't give attention to a bully who is trying to destroy you, maybe they'll go away. But if you start feeling more pain and anguish about it, like Carl Jung said, something that appears as a problem in your life is an unmet task. So we're going to go ahead and meet that task today. We're going to go ahead and comment to a video. And I would like to tell all of you people first, this is not Jordan B. Peterson 2.0. But I would like to tell you I have had a Neuralink put in right here. Yeah. What that does is it goes into the voice box, and it actually runs up to my neurological system and gives me all the informations and patterns that Jordan B. Peterson would have. Although this is not Jordan B. Peterson. No, goddamn. I'm starting to deal with some neurotic problems to where life just seems like, what are we doing here? What are we all doing here? But meanwhile, we'll be grateful for the Neuralink that gives us all the information and puts it in our mind where we can deal with complex problems. So let's go ahead and, take the platform in which we've got and go ahead and demonstrate to everybody what they can do to get their lives together and deal with challenges in their life that are not feeling very good. So let's go ahead and see how coherent we can be. But this is the first time we've started running these, neurological electrical patterns in the mind to be able to put a lot of information together. And the first thing I would like to do, being who I may be with a Neuralink with the information of Jordan B. Peterson 2.0, who I am not, is to deal with the problem of Candace Owens. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Although I really like her a lot, I'm really feeling for her. I've got a crush on her, a real deep crush. Well, not sure how deep, but it's, let's not even start there. Okay, we'll go ahead and deal with this problem. Yeah, so go ahead and listen closely.
Then things started to shift. So let's recap what happened. In January of 2018, so this was really at the peak of his celebrity, he appeared on Sam Harris's podcast, which was entitled Waking Up with Sam Harris, and he seemed rather incoherent when he was being asked for a basic definition of truth. And people recognized this. Perhaps they didn't overthink it, but a couple of months later, in July of 2018, he sat down with Joe Rogan talking about that moment, talking about why he was incoherent. And here is what he said. He said that it was due to the fact that he had consumed some apple cider. Take a listen.
But I didn't want to not do it because
apple cider. What was it doing?
Sulfites in it.
What was it doing to you?
Yeah.
It produced an overwhelming sense of impending doom. And I seriously overwhelmed. Like, there's no way I could have lived like that. If that would have lasted for... See, Michaela knew by that point that would probably only last a month, and I was like...
A month?
Yeah, a month.
Cider?
Oh, I didn't sleep that month. I didn't sleep for
not
25 days.
Actually, 30 days,
I didn't sleep
right?
at all for 25 days.
How is that possible?
I'll tell you how it's possible.
Yeah,
Lay in bed,
we'll be quiet.
frozen in something approximating terror for 8 hours, and then you get up.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, not
and
good.
this is from cider.
Not good. Oh, goddamn
I feel like
bitch.
Joe Rogan is all
You know
of
what?
us. I'm listening.
She just laughed about that. That was a problem. We were having a real issue there, and she wants to say I'm a drug addict and laughed, but let's back that up and listen a little bit, because it's hurting me.
In something approximating terror for 8 hours, and then you get up.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, not
and
good.
this is from cider.
No.
I feel like Joe Rogan is all of us. I'm listening to that.
I feel like you're not. I don't like this at all. In fact, I've got to deal with some complex issues here, and I'm finally getting over the addiction I have to apple cider vinegar. And quite frankly, I don't like it when you laugh about a problem I've got, because the apple cider vinegar helps me stay up for at least 55 days now to where I can deal with the complex problems in life, and you're one of them. So, well, I don't think you're that complex, but you're a problem. You're a big well, I don't know how big, but the distance of the problem you have spans... Well, from eye to eye, which is quite far, Candace. Look at yourself in the mirror. Okay. Enough of that. I'm not going to do ad hominem attacks. Well, that word's not working very good. So, anyways, let's go ahead and finish. Okay, here we go, bitch. Talk. Just see what you can put out of your mouth.
I'm just going, wait, what, apple cider? You didn't sleep for how long?
30 goddamn days.
Michaela, by the way, that's his daughter. We're going to get into it. That explanation does not make sense to me whatsoever.
I don't care what
I'm not a doctor.
Makes,
I'm not
it doesn't
claiming
make
to
sense
know
to you,
how everybody's body reacts to apple cider, but I just don't think that you wouldn't sleep for that long.
I don't know that you think at all.
Now, what followed thereafter was that in February of 2020, so that's almost a year and a half later, news broke that Jordan Peterson was seeking emergency drug treatment.
Yeah, it's because I was in a goddamn lot of pain, bitch, and I was hurting real bad. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going to have to get this emotional problem right out of my mind right now. So, you know what? Give me about 5 minutes. Well, goddamn. You know, I can't have 5 minutes. I got to hurry this video right along. Give me about 12 seconds. Okay. Fuck it all. Let's listen.
Russia. According to his family, and this was in a CBC News article from February of 2020, Jordan Peterson's family says he has sought emergency drug detox treatment in Russia after several failed attempts to overcome his dependence on a potent anti-anxiety medicine. They obviously spoke to his daughter, Michaela, as she speaks out on behalf of her father a lot. She also has her own podcast and talks a lot about growing up with him and what she's learned. And this is a direct quote from her. He's had to spend 4 weeks in the ICU in terrible shape, but with the help of some extremely competent and courageous doctors, he survived. She goes on to say, the decision to bring him to Russia was made in extreme desperation when we couldn't find any better option.
Yeah, it's because I goddamn near died, bitch, and I'm pretty sure you probably wished I did. But I'm going to tell you right now, I got feelings for you, and I really like you, and I'm glad I didn't die, because here we are, me and you, in this beautiful world, and maybe we could fall in love. So, let's be grateful for the reaction the apple cider vinegar can give me, because I think I'm going to go ahead and probably not sleep for about 40 days. You know, we went from 25 to 30, and maybe 40, 15 additional days. It'll give me a lot of time to get mine and your life together. Yeah. So, let's go ahead and just be grateful. Let's be grateful for what we get. If we have a sulfite problem, well, that's when mine and your soul will fight. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what that means. I've done the literature on it. So, that's why we'll get to the bottom of this problem, because we will now let our soul fight. Mine and your both. Maybe without the deficiency, so we have no sulfite deficiency, because we're both going to do it. Okay, let's go ahead and finish listening to what this woman has to say. This woman that I'm deeply in love with all of a sudden. I went from wanting to fight her and take her down just a minute ago, and now I feel so comfortable with her, and I really love her so much. She's so beautiful. Yeah, she's a really hot girl. Yeah, pretty and beautiful. Now I know why her husband married her. You know, it's like, I think he's from England or somewhere over there, British, not Britain. I don't know where he's from, but he's probably a very good guy. And I would like to ask him, sir, will you allow myself, Jordan Peterson, which is not me, to come ahead and join the marriage here? Because I think you guys got something really good going on there. Because I'll tell you one thing she does know how to do, and that's goddamn fight. She knows how to fight very well. Yeah, well, we're going to find out if our soul can fight. And I know that apple cider vinegar has soul fight, so I'm going to see if that'll work between me and her. So let's go ahead and finish.
It goes on, the article says that his family says he had been taking the drug for years to mitigate lingering anxiety following a severe autoimmune reaction to food. His dependence reportedly started last spring after doctors increased his dosage, to help him cope with stress as his wife, Tammy, battled kidney cancer.
God, I love this.
Okay, so immediately have some questions there. So we're saying that there was a food reaction, and then in
I'll just have her
response to the
right
food reaction, they put you on anxiety medicine, and then the dosage was wrong, and he apparently had what appears to me to be a drug overdose. And Michaela ends the article basically telling them, he'll speak out when he's ready. And that moment came in 2021. Jordan Peterson was ready to talk about it. This is a New York Post headline.
Yeah, I was really hurting bad, real bad.
Addicted to benzos.
I kind of was, just like I'm addicted to Candace. I'll tell you a little about, hold on, I really love you, sorry for pausing you, but Let me tell you a little about benzodiazepines. They're a lot like Candace Owens. One minute you're goddamn just about to die and you hate it so bad and wishing you didn't have an addiction to it. The next moment you're like, oh, I'm in absolute heaven. So that's the dependency of benzodiazepines. So I think I'll take the step up and I'll be addicted to Candace Owens because I really like her a lot. You know, she's really, yeah, she's got her life together when it comes to fighting. I'll tell you, she can goddamn fight good. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm feeling a little self-conscious about my Neuralink implant right there, so, but I don't care. They said I'll be gone in a few weeks, and that's okay. Yeah, that's fine, but I think I want to go meet Candace Owens, and when I do, I just want this to be all healed up, because, yeah, I want to be on my best behavior. I'll wear my 2-piece suit. Well, they're building me a 3, 4, 5-piece suit, and that's okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and finish listening to her. And I want you to all pay attention because what happens is she's talking, so we need to be really respectful.
A violent reaction to a strict meat and greens diet. Okay? And then in regards to his cider, the apple cider overdose or the apple cider reaction, the New York Post writer put this.
Right,
quote, Peterson has previously claimed that he didn't sleep for 25 days.
That's right. It was actually longer.
The longest period of human sleep deprivation ever recorded is only 11 days, the paper notes.
You know what?
What they're saying is he
I
lied.
don't care. I love you anyways.
He must have lied.
Well,
I mean, that's unless, or he just broke this record from 11 days. He
but I
not
didn't
only
lie.
doubled it, he added some. He just added 14 days to the longest record ever held of sleep deprivation.
Well, maybe you should change the record because I broke it.
Honest, which would mean that he violated one of his 12.
I broke the record, okay? So let's get this straight right now. Go ahead and change it. Maybe I can go on the World Guinness Book of not sleeping for 25 days. It's actually 30 days now. And with the apple cider vinegar that I've been drinking, we're going to have a fight with a soul, or a soul fight. And it won't be a problem, and we'll go ahead and deal with that. So, Candace, okay, please go ahead and talk. But I know you're upset at me right now, but I'm not upset at you. I really love you a lot. Oh, God, my phone turned off. No, it didn't.
Rules.
Yeah.
And to be clear, back when he was saying this about having not slept because of apple cider, the internet immediately knew that he was lying. Here are some of the tweets from...
No, I wasn't goddamn lying. Okay, well,
overdose. One person writes, he's describing benzo withdrawal to a T. An overwhelming sense of impending doom and horrific...
The only thing I'm afraid of right now is that I might have Candace withdrawal. I'll have Candace Owens withdrawal as soon as I get off of her. Well, hold on, that was weird. No, I'm not to ever get on there to where I'll have to get on. I meant, as soon as I quit listening to her and I get off of some of the verbal, dependency that I'm going to have with Candace Owens because of the deep love I feel for her, I'm afraid I'll have a withdrawal. It'll probably be, I know exactly what it'll be. It'll be withdrawal my apple cider vinegar from the can and let it go down my throat. Oh, and it'll be so goddamn good. So, okay, let's go ahead and complete this, what we're listening to right here.
Just said, bro had the withdrawals in the worst kind of way. Been clean and sober for over 12 years now, but benzos are harder to stop than heroin. I'll tell you that vinegar, he said cider. My inference is that it was alcoholic cider, and his reaction sounds like benzo withdrawal probably was combining booze and benzos for a while. In any event,
it wasn't.
Aren't getting the full story.
Well, you're telling a story, and it's not true.
Off of methadone.
I don't care, though.
3 months. It is possible you're in a twilight, half awake, barely asleep, with no real rest. If you've never been through addiction and or detox from anything, then you have no idea what you're talking about. So yes, the internet, people that have lived through this understood that what he was actually going through, far from the story that he was painting, was withdrawal. Good old-fashioned withdrawal, which a lot of drug users...
I'm just afraid when I have to withdraw from you, I'll be really sad.
To insomnia.
Yeah.
Now, jumping back into the New York Post narrative, now again, Jordan is speaking out about having had this addiction.
I have.
He was prescribed a low dose of antidepressants to help him recover. I don't know. From meat detox, I honestly can't follow. But the dosage was increased after Peterson sunk into depression following his wife Tammy's cancer diagnosis.
That was a sad deal right there.
About when all this was coming out, it was
we made it through.
It wasn't quite clear. Is this a food allergy? Is this depression? Is this just somebody who's addicted to pills and doesn't want to quite tell the public? I was having private conversations with people and people that are in the conservative movement going,
you know what? I'll tell you exactly what it is. The first thing we need to do is get to the bottom of why you're trying to destroy me, Candace. I think it's because you're deeply in love with me. So you're trying to beat me down and you're trying to hurt me. But I want to tell you right now, let's just meet each other in open arms, give hugs, and maybe make out for a bit and get our lives together. So, yeah, let your husband know. Turn all the Ring cameras in the house off, and let's go ahead and let's make up. Yeah, let's do that. I'm getting older, so I've got a few more chances to, give it a wild hit, and I want to tell you, I'm not an addict. I was trying to get my goddamn life together, and when you do that, sometimes you meet challenges. That's right. That's really right. And I want to tell you right now, don't go ahead and say, maybe this is a guy addicted to pills. Maybe he mixed his apple cider vinegar with that goddamn alcohol. No, I didn't. Not at all. It was just, like I told you, it's when the soul fights. Weren't really doing me a lot of good. But now I've actually beat them. I won the fight with that soul. And I've had a lot of it today. And it really helps me get my life together. So, Candace Owens, I love you deeply. You're a high school bully that I've got a crush on now. So, all right, let's get back to this story. I'll let you finish speaking because I never want to hang up on a video when Candace Owens is in the middle of explaining something, even if it's bitching about me. Because guess what? Maybe I'm a CEO. Maybe I loved being dominated, but hey, whatever. Each to his own.
I don't see how he's going to recover from this moment because it just seems to me
I don't
that
either.
If your
it's
entire
hard.
brand is built on telling people how to order their lives, and then what becomes apparent is that your life is in disarray, how do they trust you again? I think that's the big question. How do they trust you?
That is a good question.
And I had to examine myself at that moment because people were saying, oh no, it's all about the comeback. And I believe in comebacks, but I believe that comebacks can only happen when you are radically up.
Well, I've got to come back for you, Candace, and I'm going to tell you right now. You want to say, comebacks are only going to happen if you're radically honest. Well, I'm radically honest, and I'm going to tell you right now, I love you with all of my heart, and I want to see you in a nice, quiet park at about 11:30 p.m., where we can sit down and eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Well, yeah, let's call it that. And we can have a good time. Yeah. I'll eat tacos. You can eat hot dogs, and let's have a really good time. Okay. All right, radically honest is the fact that I'm not a drug addict, and I really do appreciate everything you've ever done for me. And I know that, well, you're over there trying to criticize me. You really love me deeply, too. I know this feeling is very mutual. Yeah, and I would just like to tell you, maybe take up drinking apple cider vinegar. Because by the time you completely realize the complex reality of life, after 30 days of staying up and not being able to get any sleep, you probably will get your life together, too. Yeah. But I'm going to have Tyler Fisher go after you if you don't take it easy. Yeah, because I can't do it all on my own. No, not at all. I've got to have a little help, so I just would like to ask you one more time, Candace. Just give me a chance, okay? Let's get together and let's get this figured out.
Honest, and I don't think people sensed, as you can see by those comments, that he was being radically honest in what had occurred to him. Instead, they felt that he was kind of trying to give a PR spin to what may have just been a good old-fashioned drug addiction. So I thought maybe I have a chip on my shoulder because, listen, I didn't have a pretty childhood,
you did have a chip on your shoulder.
I've seen drug addiction, and
but I got a chip in my head.
Low tolerance for it, I'll be honest. Like when people are talking about their addiction struggles, and I'm thinking, man, I wish addiction was an option for me. Like people that just turn to drugs.
Well, I'll help you. Go ahead and come over and let's do this.
It's hard for me to feel bad because there are people that grow up in sets and circumstances.
What else is
that
hard
are
for you to
much
feel?
Worse, and they don't turn to drinking and they don't turn to drugs. So I checked myself and I said, Candace, that is actually you just having a chip on your shoulder. And
get a Neuralink chip in your brain. I mean, you can both have dialogue.
And having an email audience that he has will actually come out of this better and stronger because he will share with the world how he was able to overcome this. And
and I'm trying to do that right now.
You know, how to reorder your life after a chaotic season. But that wasn't the case. I think men felt like they couldn't trust him. They never felt.
You know what?
They
didn't. I think they all trusted me. Go ahead in the comments and tell me exactly what you think, because I think a lot of men really trust me anyways, because they, you know, they said you built maps of meeting and 12 rules for life, and then 12 more rules for life, and beyond and order and chaos. And I'll tell you what. They've applied that to their lives, and they've really got their act together. And maybe I'm atoning with some of the problems I have when it comes to psychological depression when I'm on, in the middle of a fight with the soul. I'm a soul fight. Then it's a big deal, but hey, whatever. We can get past this. I really feel like that. I really do. And I think, Candace, me and you, we really need to get our picture taken. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I've got a good idea. I'll be on one knee. And I'll be leaning down, and you can be feeding me a bottle of apple cider vinegar while I'm on a knee, and you're standing up. So that would look really good in the picture. And I'll hold the rose. So you hold the bottle, I'll hold the rose to you. You hold the apple cider vinegar to me. Let's get a nice picture. And I'll have my two-piece suit. You can have your beautiful white dress, and hopefully we don't spill any apple cider vinegar on your dress. But we'll have your husband in the background. All right, we're almost out of apple cider vinegar and this stuff, I'm telling you. We're reaching a whole new level. So let's go back to the video and let's get on with this. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm having a really good time. I really am. Because I realize that Candace Owens is talking about me. Okay, here we go. Let's start it.
Kind of trying to condition this in a different vein, whether it was talking about his wife's cancer diagnosis, and I hope that she's okay. I think that she is, which is amazing. I know that she's recently come to faith. There never seemed to be
Catholic.
that big,
it's like
radical, honest moment that came from him. Then we fast forward to...
It will be when we both meet, okay, Candace?
A day that will live in conservative media infamy, because it just...
What's that?
...was a moment where... people behaved in ways that the public is never going to forget, in my view.
Okay.
And on that day, Jordan Peterson did not tweet like Jordan Peterson, which is to say he did not tweet in a calm, rational manner. Here is what he tweeted. He wrote,
here she goes.
"Give 'em hell, Netanyahu. Enough is enough."
Oh, God, I spent hell over that for like 8 months.
And he lost a huge following.
Well,
partially because he was perhaps not aware, because I'm sure, listen, he's 62 years old, he probably is not aware of the demographics of his audience, but it turns out that Jordan Peterson
I want to say sorry about that.
Behind him, and they felt
I didn't
that
really
this
mean
response
that, no.
was not calm. It was not dictated by rationality or the logos, which Jordan Peterson...
Well, you can tell how wild I am, Candace.
Postmodernism,
when I feel a feeling, I'll express it. So that's a real good sign. So when we meet up, maybe I'll still be filling the apple cider vinegar, and I'll say, hell yeah. Give it hell. I won't say give it hell, Net and BBR, and I won't say it about, going to hell to fight the Muslims. I won't do that, or the Hamas's, or the whatever. Leave it alone, because a lot of times what happens is people get in the crossfire and they get caught, innocent people. That's what happened with the Palestinians, and they had Hamas as the target, but in between Hamas and the Jews, then there was a lot of Palestinians. So you kind of have to, it's like trying to shoot a deer through a forest, You're going to probably hit a goddamn tree. Yep. Okay, let's go ahead and finish listening. I'm sorry about that. I won't ever say that again. I will never tell Bibi Netanyahu to give him hell, but I might give him a little hell, because maybe, I don't know. Okay.
To react emotionally without properly thinking. And it seemed that that's exactly what Jordan Peterson did on October 7th. He wasn't asking for people to be calm. He was participating in the madness of crowds that he often speaks about. And people did not like
probably,
that.
But whatever.
Saw people in the Muslim community saying we will never listen to another word that he ever says, because he has not used his platform to talk about some of the hell that Muslims have also been enduring. Time has obviously passed since then.
We're doing better. We're finally healing.
Full year of October 7th, and I don't think his audience has fully recovered. But
they're working on it. I've given them a lot of apple cider vinegar and benzos.
Last week,
and I tell them to listen to you a lot.
Strange. I was watching this back and forth, and it was extremely strange. So I will set this up for you. Again, Michaela Peterson is his daughter, and
she is, Mickey.
Communicates a lot of
That's
what's
right.
happening with JP, so people see her as auxiliary to him. Now, to be fair, she is not Jordan Peterson. Of course, she is not Jordan Peterson, and we can't
obviously
say that every word
not.
that she says should somehow reflect on what her father's viewpoints are. But she did tweet this. She wrote, "Yes, I think the Nazis on X equating Jews with rats and using hashtags like filth should have more content moderation and censorship. No, I'm not retracting that statement." Okay, what? You're just straight up calling for censorship. I mean, saying...
Yeah, it's like, be quiet if you want to bitch about the Jews, because they all got killed in the 21st century.
You want. In fact,
but you know what? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe talk. Because I'm the one, it turns out, I've done a lot of research. In Bill C-16, which I dealt with earlier back in the day, a while back, it's called, we're not going to compel speech. It's like, no. Not at all. So I'm going to go ahead and say that about the Jews. You call them filthy rats. I don't really care. Whatever. Well, maybe if you're going to do that, realize the consequences that happened. Because last time what happened is Hitler said they were fucking filth. And what happened? They tried to clean them up like rats, And they killed 6 million of them. Yeah. Think of how many more contracts were lost. Well, that was not exactly what to say, but think of it. Well, damn. Let's say 20 or 50 Hollywoods and about, I don't know, maybe 100,000 contracts have been lost because of Hitler. Yeah, and that's a problem. I know, Kanye, you might think that's okay, but I don't. There could have been a lot more. Well, hold on. That's not. Let's drink some more and be quiet. This is really what quiet's like a pacifier, If I get going too much, I just, and then I plug it on and I'll be quiet. So, okay, we're out of juice. I call this my Holy Grail. It's called Liquid Holy Grail. Okay, let's finish listening to Candace. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm feeling really good. The apple cider is really kicking in, and I'm thumping my knee up and down, and we're going to go ahead and finish Candace Owens.
Use the word filth to describe Rabbi Shmuley. And I use that word to describe Rabbi Shmuley because Rabbi Shmuley is filth. I meant what I said. This man harassed me for 2 years. I would be really, honestly, shocked and disgusted if somebody would dictate that I'm the one that deserves to be censored after this man harassed me for 2 years. And I never called for a censorship. Censorship. I just said, you're filth, because you are filth, and that is my right to use that term.
You know what? Don't say that.
Make such a strong statement calling for censorship.
Yeah.
Is not going to reflect well on her.
Most people really want to shut you up, and I used to, but now I'm getting really turned on, and I want you to talk a little more. Just keep talking.
Speech is a cardinal value.
Oh, hold on, here I am.
It gives you the freedom to speak. Yeah. Exactly. But because without that freedom, we can't think.
That's right. We can't think at all.
I totally agree with what Jordan Peterson is saying there.
Jordan Peterson, get your goddamn words correct. Precise,
people
bitch.
to critique our institutions.
I love
It's the only way that things get better. It's the only way that the truth can get out. As soon as you start censoring speech, the question is who's in control of dictating what should or should not be censored. We just went through COVID. I mean,
maybe not you. Maybe me and you both. Yeah. Let's do it together.
Lefties, and it was a very bad thing. Jordan Peterson has also tweeted this in the past pertaining to freedom of speech. Free speech is not just another value, it's the foundation of Western civilization.
It really is, so keep talking, because I want to hear it more. Yeah, free speech.
It's quite shocking that she would take this perspective, but again, she is not her father.
Well, she probably wanted you to quit being disrespectful.
Referring to people as rats, or referring to them as filth. But what was more shocking...
That's kind of the same thing. I've read the literature on that.
...considered the leader of the Graper movement, wrote this in response to her. He wrote, "Your dad literally called me a rat last week. Thank you for exposing yourself and revealing who you really work for."
Yeah, it's because he is a rat. He's running around trying to... I don't know really if he is.
They can have you. And he attached a tweet from Jordan Peterson, where Jordan Peterson did, in fact, write this to Nick Fuentes. He wrote, "You, at Nick Fuentes, really are a psychopathic rat."
Yeah, he's a white supremacist. He's not good.
Censorship of her father, right? I mean, if you're saying the standard is just calling somebody a rat, and it is not just because...
Maybe I want to have a little bit of fun, and I don't really know a lot about Nick Fuentes, but I want to tell you right now, I think he's leading a little movement that's going to turn... Well, it's almost like if I had a chance to be able to go in the beginning of what happened in the, well, I should say 1917 or let's just go ahead and say 1920. You know, if I can go ahead and get in there and do something, I think that's my chance. I think Nick Fuentes is, you know, probably starting another movement like, well, I'm not going to say exactly like Hitler, but, you know, if I had the chance to go in there and I thought, oh, God, why didn't anybody ever stop this? Well, I'm going to say that Nick Fuentes is a replay, and maybe I get to start this again. But I got to be careful, because, you know, I've got to have a lot of apple cider vinegar to be able to deal with this problem, because it's really hard. So, but yeah, he's not exactly that. I think he's a good person that just wants, I think he's just white, well, he has white privilege. Yeah. Well, and he's trying to make everybody around him be, you know, all white, and he's like a nationalist, white, racist person who wants everybody to go to the United States other than white people. It's like, yeah, he is quite racist, so. But I don't care. Let's go ahead. We're going to end this show right now with a few words. The first word is Candace. Second word is Owens. I love you, and I really want you to be able to, you know, meet me together, and let's not have any more conflict. I'm just going to tell you right now, you didn't win and I didn't win, because we're still dealing with the soul fights, where mine fights with yours, through the consumption and gulping of apple cider vinegar. So, okay, that's all I would like to say. I would still like to see that picture where I'm on my knees, and you're feeding me a bottle of apple cider vinegar while I'm holding the flower, with your husband in the background, probably sweeping the floor. I don't know what he could be doing something, Will. So, yeah. All right, we'll see you all over on the Daily Wire. All my money to the Daily Wire. Okay, bye-bye, everybody. We'll see you later.